Funding for the First Lady series is provided by Patreon supporters. To become a Patreon supporter, please click the link found in the description below. Louisa Catherine Johnson was born on February 12, 1775 in London, England, the illegitimate daughter of Joshua Johnson, an American merchant from Maryland. Louisa had 6 sisters and a brother, Thomas. She grew up in London, England, and Nantes, France, where the family took refuge during the American Revolutionary War. She met John Quincy Adams at her father's house in Cooper's Row, near Tower Hill, London. Adams at first showed interest in her older sister, but soon settled on Louisa. John Quincy Adams, aged 30, married Louisa, aged 22, on July 26, 1797, at the parish church of All Hallows by the Tower on Tower Hill. John Quincy's father, the then President of the United States, John Adams, eventually welcomed his daughter-in-law into the family, although they did not meet for several years. Louisa was sickly, plagued by migraines and frequently fainting spells. She had several miscarriages over the course of her marriage. Having grown up in England and France, she found Massachusetts dull and provincial, and referred to the Adams family home as being like something out of Noah's Ark. Nevertheless, she developed a warm affection for her father-in-law, and despite occasional differences, a deep respect for her mother-in-law, Abigail Adams, whom she later described as the guiding planet around which we're all revolved. The couple had 4 children together. The first child, George Washington Adams, was born in 1801, followed by John Adams II in 1803 and Charles Francis Adams in 1807. The only daughter was Louisa Catherine Adams, who was born in St. Petersburg, Russia, on August 12, 1811. Louisa left her 2 older sons in Massachusetts for education in 1809, when she took 2-year-old Charles Francis Adams to Russia, where John Quincy Adams served as a minister. Despite the glamour of the Tsar's court, she had to struggle with cold winters, strange customs, limited funds, and poor health. And worst of all, Louisa Catherine Adams was born and died an infant in 1812 while in Russia. Peace negotiations called John Quincy Adams to Ghent, Flanders, Belgium in 1814, and then to London, England. To join him, she made a 40-day journey across war-ravaged Europe by coach in the winter. The next 2 years gave her an interlude of family life in the country of her birth. When John Quincy Adams was appointed James Monroe's Secretary of State in 1817, the family moved to Washington, D.C., where Louisa's drawing room became a center for diplomats and other notables. Music enhanced her Tuesday evening at home, and theater parties contributed to her reputation as an outstanding hostess. The pleasures of moving into the executive mansion in 1825 were dimmed by the bitter politics of the election, paired with her deep depression. Though she continued her weekly drawing rooms, she preferred quiet evenings of reading, composing music and verse, and playing her harp. As First Lady, she became reclusive and depressed. For a time, she regretted even having married into the Adams family. The necessary entertainments were always elegant, and her cordial hospitality made the last official reception a gracious occasion, although her husband had lost his bid for re-election, and partisan feelings still ran high. She thought she was retiring to Massachusetts permanently, but in 1831 her husband began 17 years of service in the United States House of Representatives. The untimely deaths of her 2 oldest sons in 1829 and 1834 added to her burdens. Her husband, John Quincy Adams, died at the United States Capitol in 1848. She remained in Washington, D.C. until she died of a heart attack on May 15, 1852, at the age of 77. The day of her funeral was the first time both houses of the United States Congress adjourned in mourning of any woman. She is entombed at her husband's side, along with her parents-in-law, John and Abigail Adams, in the United First Parish Church in Quincy, Massachusetts. The First Spouse program under the Presidential $1 Coin Act authorizes the United States Mint to issue 1/2 ounce $10 gold coins and metal duplicates to honor the first spouses of the United States. Louisa Adams' coin was released on May 29, 2008.